Hello, and thank you for buying the Voyager adapter system from TadiBrothers. Now, what is this rat's nest? What is going on here? Well, I've pre-connected a bunch of cables just to show you how it all connects. Let's start with a camera first. So basically, when you get a camera from us, it's going to look like this. It's going to have a camera with two connectors. One is power, one is video. You're going to get this adapter from us. It's going to look like this. This is what your current camera looks like. So we need to make our camera look like this. So we're going to connect the yellow to the yellow. Now, a lot of times a red comes off of this as well. Would you connect the red to red? You would think so, but you don't. The red that comes off of this is if you have an audio for your camera. There is no red for power, which means you have to use the pigtail you get from us, and you pigtail the camera to power. So again, this goes into the current cable that's in your rig, and this needs to find its own 12-volt power source. Voyager does not make adapters that run power. Don't ask me why, so you have to do that on your camera. If you're not replacing your camera, obviously this wouldn't be part of what you're doing. You're just doing the monitor part, but this is if you're doing the camera, and now we're going to get to the monitor. Okay, so we've explained the camera, and we're done with the camera. The monitor is more complicated because there's a lot of different connectors. So I'm going to just show you one picture. We're going to start with one. Basically, this is what the back of the monitor looks like. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Forget camera 4. So we need our monitor to look like this, right? In order for it to match. So how do we do that? Well, here's our monitor, and I have every video input set up. So let's just start with video. Here's video 3. Here is video 2, and here's video 1. So let's start with video 1. So basically, what I've connected to video 1 is this connector here, which is connected to this connector, which makes this connector. This connector is this connector. So now this will plug in just like our old one plugged in. So we're going to take this long harness and we're going to plug it in to here. Now you might ask, what is the white for? Well, the white is for audio. Again, no audio, so it doesn't matter. And what is this for? What is this red and black for? This is to power this cable, which will send power over to the camera. But like we discussed earlier, the camera cannot get power through the cable anymore. So you do not need to even wire these up if you're buying a new camera. If you're using your old Voyager cameras, then yes, wire these up and it'll send power to your old Voyager camera. So that is connector 1. This is connector 2. Again, same thing. We've got this first one connected, same exact things we were talking about before, white, red, black. We're not using just the yellow. And then now it looks like this because I've connected this connector to that connector. So basically now I've turned it into this. And I've done the same thing with this one over here. You basically have an extra connector. It's this piece, okay? And this piece connects along with this piece over here. So you've got this piece that connects over to this piece. And when you connect this piece and this piece together, you are essentially creating the connector that you want, which is this connector. So now you've connected these two together, and then you connect this yellow over. We're going to do this to video 3, I think, right? Yeah, video 3. Okay, and so now we've got our monitor, and we've got this is the TadiBrothers monitor with all of these connectors connected to it. They connect to a harness, of course, that connects to the monitor here. But you can see at the end of this harness, you've got basically, it's hard to see, but if we pull, we don't need these extra cables. But if we pull on this harness, this is the end of it. So now let's look at the end of it. So the end of it has 1, 2, 3, which is 1, 2, 3. And then you've got this old power connector here. This old power connector will connect to this red and black for power and ground. What are these color wires? They're trigger wires, which is what you were using if you were using blinkers to change lanes. That's basically it. But let's just go back and look at one more thing. We connected two connectors. We connected this to this. And you might ask yourself, why do you need two? Because some monitors just have this coming off the end of it. So if I show you this picture, which is a little harder to see, some monitors have, this is the old Voyager monitor harness. This is connected to the old Voyager monitor, and then off of this comes 1, 2, 3. Those 3 and these. This is the trigger wire and the power, and these connectors over here are these connectors over here. So basically, if you wanted your monitor to look like this, because if this is what your old monitor looked like, then what you would want is 3 of these, right? 1, 2, 3. Each one just connects to the RCA, and then you've got these bare wires, which would match your old Voyager wires. Red and black to power and ground, and then the trigger wires. So that's basically all there is to it. It's not as complicated as it seems when you look at it. Again, let's just look at the back of the monitors one last time. We've got a monitor that has these connectors. So basically what you would do is you'd have 1, 2, 3 connectors and these. And then we've got this monitor that's got this weird connector, these square connectors. This is the one I showed you before, and these square ones I showed you before as well. Now, if you've got a one camera system, this isn't a big deal. You basically just might have one of these, or one of these, or one of these. Thank you for watching.